Hi, my name is Katie from Bake It. Today we'll be making a lemon short dough cookie. And although this recipe is used for cookies, it can also be used for sweet and savory pastries such as pies, tarts, and quiches. Before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below for more baking tips. And be sure to wash your hands. So to get started, you'll need 2 bowls, a whisk, and a spatula. And we have provided for you flour, sugar, butter, lemon zest, salt, and citric acid, which is used to help enhance the sour notes and flavor of the lemon zest. First, to begin, we need to make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Next, we're going to set ourselves up for success by gathering our equipment, which is a bowl and a spatula, and lining up our ingredients in the order in which we will use them. So we have our sugar and our butter, which we have left out at room temperature to soften, then our lemon zest and all of our dry, salt, citric acid, and flour. All right. Next, we will begin by combining our softened butter and our sugar to cream it together. What we're looking for here is a homogeneous mixture or no large butter chunks. It should also lighten in color and become a little fluffier. So if you have a stand mixer at home, feel free to use it. It's the same exact process. However, this is such a small batch, so the bowl and spatula might actually work a little bit better. Right, so this is what our mixture should look like. Nice, homogeneous, light, and fluffy. All right, so next we're gonna add our lemon zest. So if you don't have lemon zest or wanna remake this recipe with another zest, you can absolutely switch it out with orange, grapefruit, or even lime. So we're just gonna add this right in and mix it up. All right. Next, we'll begin with a new separate bowl and our whisk to combine our dry ingredients. So we're gonna take our flour and add it to the bowl, as well as our salt and our citric acid. Then we're gonna take our whisk to combine and get out any of our flour clumps. So if you don't have a separate bowl and whisk, not a problem. Go ahead and combine your salt and citric acid into the flour bag and then combine it to your creamed mixture. So now that we have our dry in one bowl and our wet in the other, it's time to combine them. We're going to do this by adding a third of our dry into our wet in about 2 or 3 additions. Right? So you want to mix until just combined, and if small amounts of flour remain on the edges of the bowl, that's okay. So this will ensure that we're not over mixing our dough, because when flour is combined with your wet ingredients and with agitation of mixing, this will cause gluten to form and result in a tougher cookie rather than a tender cookie. All right, so now it's time to scoop out our cookies. We have a couple of options here. So we are going to take a sheet tray with some parchment. And here I have a scoop. It's like an ice cream scoop. So if you have anything like this, it creates these, as long as it's nice and level, you can scoop it off on the side of the bowl to make it nice and level so that they all bake evenly. And then it just creates this nice, perfect shape for your cookie. A second option would be to use a table measuring spoon. So we're gonna do the same thing, nice level scoop. We're gonna take one of these, as well as a second one, put them all together, and then we're gonna roll it into a nice ball. Just like so. And third option is to use a kitchen spoon, just like this one. And same thing as well, so that we're getting nice even bake on all of these and they're all about the same size. We're gonna take a scoop and try and level it off as much as possible. And we're gonna take one and a second one as well, so that they're nice and even. Place them together, and again, roll it into a nice ball. So here we have 3 different options. We have our ice cream scoop, we have our measuring tablespoon using 2, and then our kitchen spoon as well as using 2. All right, so now all of our cookies are scooped here on our tray. So if you'd like, you can go ahead and leave them in this form, or if you would like a thinner cookie, you can go ahead and press them down. Just know that the baking time is gonna be a little different based on the size of your cookie. Now we're gonna go ahead and put these in the freezer for about 10 minutes, just until the outside is set. So if you'd like to try a more advanced skill, you can go ahead and take a piece of parchment paper and place your dough on it. And then we're going to roll it and form it into a long cylindrical shape. You want to make sure it's nice and even all the way across. And then we're going to wrap this up and we're going to place it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes until firm. So now that our dough is nice and firm, if you'd like, you can go ahead and kind of reshape it so that it has a nice even circumference all the way down. And we're going to go ahead and take this off. And we're going to grab our knife and just cut off the end like that, so we have a nice clean edge. And then we're going to cut 1/4 inch thick pieces. All right, so it should look about like this. So this is our slice and bake cookie. Same thing, we've spread them out evenly on our sheet tray here, and we're going to go ahead and put these in the freezer for about 10 minutes until set. Now that we have our cookies ready, we're going to go ahead and place them in a preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes or until done. All right, so here are our results from the oven. These are our slice and bake cookies. As you can see, they're a little bit more flat than our hand rolled or scooped cookies. So these are our scooped cookies. These are the hand rolled cookies. And as you can see with our measurements here, we did about the same size. They're almost hard to tell apart. All right, so we have some other cookies here, so we can do a little comparison. So these are our slice and bake cookies. They probably got a little over baked because the amount of golden brown you can see followed all the way through to the center, as compared to these here that have a nice golden edge and much more pale center. However, you can bake it and customize your cookie to how you like them. So now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the inside of our cookies. So we're gonna break it open. So you can see here, we have a nice light crumb baked all the way through, and it is still a little soft in the center. Compared to our cookies over here that are a little bit snappier. Ready? Thank you for supporting Bake It. Bake It is a DIY baking box for high school culinary students to learn cooking skills from home. For every box you purchase, a high school student gets a box at a fraction of the cost. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at BakeItBPA, and be sure to like and subscribe for more Bake It videos.